Look at this. 25-inch inseam. All right, I am going to get straight to the point because my videos are made so that you can watch at your leisure. Listen, I took new pants, new black denim jeans. And as I've explained before, when I get closer to the pant, that looks more like an acid washed look. But when I come back, you can see the original color. Okay? Now that I've said that, I want to let you know that I'm creating again. I am creating more aprons. This really is my addiction. It's fun though, right? So, what's the harm in that? Find something that is not harmful to do. Okay? Let me say that again in a different way. Find a healthy hobby that helps you make it through the day but doesn't harm you. Does that make sense? All right, let's keep going. I have this huge, can you see it? Huge apron that I made out of jeans. And because the jeans were new, I left this tag on here. It's not identifying the company that made them. It just says 25-inch inseam. Well, all of that has been shortened. And you can look at the cargo pants video where I shortened those pants. I forget, I think they were like a 30 or something like that. I can't remember, but you can look down the list of videos and you can watch that one too. But on this fabric, the colors, I don't know if you can see them, but the colors are black, white, and gray. Okay? Hi! Nay, hello. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for saying hi, because when you say hi, I will say hi back. So I'm telling you about this apron here, and I'm at the point of talking about the colors. This is black, white, and gray. So if you were to see it in person, uh, if you like that color palette, you would say, oh, that is so cute. If you can see it well on video, you might say that as well. Well, hello. So what I've done is let me flip this over for you. I like to flip the denim ones over because I keep the integrity of the original pant on the back. For instance, I kept the pockets, and let me tell you, you see this? I saw a video where people were talking about how to keep your your lines straight, right? Well, when I'm doing certain things and I'm in a hurry, I might not make my lines straight, but I have a solution for making it pretty because you can get fabric paint just like you can use that fabric glue to your benefit. You can get fabric paint and you can get a clean brush and you can brush right over that, and it looks like it melts right into the original fabric. So I'm not worried about that. Let's not be concerned about that part. And you can do the same thing here if you like, but what I typically do is take away the little line, leave the big line, and that's it. But I kept the integrity of the pants by leaving the pocket, and then I went down and I'm not done with this one. I'm just showing you now. I went down and, oh yeah, I see, yep, it works. It works. Trust and believe. But by the time this makes it to the new owner, they'll have no concerns, no complaints. That's why they come back again. Okay? Look at the front. I will do now the top stitch. The top stitch, you want to make sure you go slow and make that one straight, okay? Yeah, you want to make that straight. This This is not the top stitch that you're seeing right there. That's not the top stitch. Actually, if you see here, that is the stitch to where I was connecting the ruffle. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Someone called me sweet. Hi, I like that. I try to be. But yes, look. So that's where you were connecting where I was connecting the ruffle. But that's not the top stitch. Once I get to the top stitch, you better trust and believe that that is going to be just as straight as this factory stitch, because that's when it really matters, okay? Again, fabric paint, you can use fabric paint to get rid of any imperfection, okay? As long as your project is strong, it doesn't come apart when you sew. I mean, when you wash it, then you don't have to worry about this neatness or anything like that. Sometimes you have to go over a line several times. Okay, I'm not new at this, okay? But you have to go over some fabric several times to get over the heavy humps. And we'll talk about your tools later, but you may not have the tools for the project that's at hand. And someone may need it quickly. So uh, having these backup tips or sewing tips would be helpful to getting through the project. Thank you for subscribing, and you can see my face over on the short videos. Right now, I have to make sure I get through this video before I lose all my people, okay, and all my time. But yes, um, when I do these quick pop-ups, I may or may not show my face as I'm showing you some things that I've accomplished. Let me move to this really quickly, okay? This is one of the straps for this project, okay? One thing, another tip I can give you is when you have paisley prints or, screen prints with a lot of what I call movement, the patterns are very in depth, then you can get away with a lot when it comes to hand stitching, because some of your hand stitches, you see that, will just fade right into the design. Or if you have the same color thread that's found in your fabric design, then it basically just disappears into the pattern, okay? So when I'm making belts, I can sit down and not go to the sewing machine because my hand stitching would be sufficient. How I put belts together quickly is I fold down the edge. Hold on, let me unfold that. I fold down the edge. This is probably a 1.5 inch width with this strip that I'm making into a strap, okay? So I'll fold the left side over. You see that fold? Let me open it and then close it, all right? Fold the right side over and then close it together. And this is how it looks. Ta-da! See how quickly that is? Yep, that is quick. Okay? And what you do, if you're not going to sew it right away, I sewed this in, or hand stitched that in. If you're not going to sew it right away and you want this to stay closed, what you're going to do is fold it up, and I can even do this with one hand. Fold it over, okay? And then as you fold, little by little, start rolling the piece down so that you can, hold on, give me one moment. All right, so roll it so that you can keep it folded together, and it'll begin to look like this as you roll, roll, roll. What that's going to do is save you time from having to go iron. And then you'll you won't have to warm your iron. You won't have to go dig your iron out of your closet if you only have one and don't have one for sewing. You can simply roll this fabric, and this is what I put on it. I just take a string. This is the selvage edge from the fabric that I'm using, and you can see signs of that by looking, you see, looking at that black, gray, and white there. This is the selvage edge, and I use the selvage edge to wrap around my strap so that my strap could have a more pressed look. So when I typically do, once I hand stitch something, go do a top stitch at my sewing machine, okay? But at this point, this would just be considered prep, okay? So if you're sitting in front of the television, you're relaxing, but your hands are so itching to sew, then you can go ahead and do a little prep work without sewing at your machine. Enjoy your television, enjoy talking to your friends, and then come back later, take your tie off of your prep work and then sew it down. That's it. Just as simple as that. But as you can see, this top strap, I made it wide. I made it wide so that this top piece with the pockets can stay open and available as it sits on your chest, okay? This pocket it doesn't look deep, but this pocket can take a cell phone. I've tried it, just like the previous video where I had a green fleece with a dark blue denim jean. And the cool things about these jeans that I put on, they still have the zipper available. You see that? You can see right through there. They still have the zipper available. And what I can do, if I have time before this project is due, what I can do is make a little pocket using this fabric, a hidden pocket, and you can zip the jeans down, reach through there, and drop something in your newly created pocket. So you can design whatever you like, right? All right, well, thank you so much for coming on. That's it. I just wanted to give you a little tip as to how you could prep your fabric, correct errors, and no one will ever know, no one but you, and probably me, since I'm the one sharing that tip. But if you want to see my face, if you want to know who I am, the person behind the video, go over to the short videos and you'll see me. I am the one on those short videos. I'm actually styling hats and probably other things as you go down the list of videos and watch. All right. Well, subscribe. You can like something if you want and come back. Definitely come back because I like seeing you here. Thank you so much for the comments, and we'll see you on the next video. But remember, have a wonderful day.